There's a look towards Yonge and Eglinton. And hey there, it is Friday, August 23rd. 2:40 p.m. is the time, and the temperature, I'm not really sure. I think it's in the low 20s today, so about 22 or 23 degrees Celsius. And I am here at Eglinton Park. And I'm standing alongside this Nissan Maxima. And if you're going to accuse me of a bad parking job, well, the person next to me is way over their line. And I'm only here for a few minutes. I'm just gonna hop in the vehicle in a moment, and we'll be going for a drive all the way to the city of Burlington. And I may be encountering some of that famously bad Toronto traffic along the way. I think it is somewhere around 62 kilometers, but Google suggested I go up to Highway 401, which is north of here. But not too long ago, I recorded a drive from here to Niagara Falls where I took that way. So for this one, I think we're gonna head over to Bayview Avenue, and then I'll head over to the Don Valley Parkway, and then we'll probably get stuck in traffic on the Gardiner Expressway. But there's no getting around getting stuck in traffic at this time of day, or any time of day for that matter, in the city. So let's head over into the car. And I wish I were going to Burlington under better circumstances, but the reason for the car rental is last Saturday I got news that sadly my aunt had passed away, and today there is a celebration of life service for her, so I'll be heading to the Millcroft Golf Club. I've got the DJI Pocket 3 mounted. I'll be using that. And if I'm up for it, I might live stream the drive back, or I might not. It all depends on how I feel. All right, let me get this camera set up and configured, and we will get rolling here. So I say I'll be back in a minute, but it'll probably be closer to 3, 4, or even more than that. All right, so I should have everything set up correctly. Let me just turn the radio off here. And because it is pretty warm in here and I don't want the camera to overheat, there will be some air conditioning that you're gonna have to listen to. I apologize for that, but there is a way for me to reduce that a little bit when I edit this thing. Let me just do one last check that we are recording properly. That appears to be the case. I can turn my phone off, or the screen off. So I just checked, and Google said it'll take an hour and 18 minutes if I go directly from there, or from here to there, but I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So this might take an hour and a half or so. I also fiddled with the driving position a little bit in this car. I really don't like it. When I first got into it from the rental shop, my head was scraping against the roof of the vehicle. And when I lowered the seat, it now kind of feels like I'm sitting down in a ditch. I couldn't find that happy middle ground. Whenever I look to my sides, I see a whole lot of A-pillar. I've had an Altima before, but I don't know if I've ever had a Maxima. I guess that's what you get for it being quote-unquote sportier. I'm gonna make a left here. Or I could go straight. Oh, there's a pedestrian. I was gonna creep out. Coast is clear. So we're going to backtrack a little bit. This is east on Eglinton Avenue East. There's a cement mixer ahead of me. Maybe I should have stayed straight. We seem to be going right to a construction zone. That's Eglinton Station on the left. That's a part where a lot of people sneak through. Not even a wave from that guy. Maybe we'll jump onto Yonge Street. Head down to Davisville. Ladies crossing or not on the left. What I'll do is I'll turn left on Davisville and we'll just take that all the way over to Bayview, and then I'll go south, and then at some point there'll be an on-ramp onto the DVP, and then I will proceed to get stuck in early afternoon rush hour traffic. So since I know I'm going left and there's parked vehicles on the right and cyclists, I'll just stay in this lane. I should have set the trip meter. It says 394 on it right now. and this is east on Davisville Avenue. We're just gonna take this all the way to Bayview. This is in Midtown. This car seems to have cruise control engaged. It is happily going along here, and I don't have my foot on the gas. We are back. I just had to pull over and attend to the camera. I heard a beep, and I thought, oh no, maybe it hadn't been recording for a while, and it was just timing out and turned itself off, but there's a camera overheated error. So I am turning this car into an icebox. AC blasting. Also, I took the measure of disabling the screen on the camera, so that should turn itself off. I'm hoping those two measures are enough to solve that problem. If not, I might be taking an unnecessarily long route for no reason. I've got the air conditioning on full fans, 18 degrees Celsius. Well, that school to the left is all boarded up pretty good. There's a ton of construction going on there. So I apologize for that. If it happens again, I might just give up. And driving in a car like this, recording at 4K 60, puts the camera through its paces and puts a lot of stress on the processor. I do have a DJI action camera and a GoPro, and those things both overheat like no tomorrow. There's really no getting around this problem when you record in a car on a hot day. Dash cams are engineered to withstand the heat and temperatures, but they are generally terrible in the quality department. Yep, go, go. They both try to go at the same time. So as sad as I am over what's going on with my aunt, a positive will be I'll get to see some family I haven't seen in a very long time. I have a cousin from Arizona, another one in Germany, and I'll get to see my uncle. And there'll be a number of other friendly faces I haven't seen in a while. All right, we're at Bayview. Well, at least I won't be sweating when I get there. And when I found out about this a few days ago, I kind of scrambled to think, how am I going to get there? Am I going to take the GO train and then an Uber? Ask around and see if anyone can give me a lift from anywhere. And I just decided, let's just get a car. We'll go straight there. I don't have to bother anyone. I don't have to deal with transit if I'm not in the mood for that. Then I quickly realized there's no available cars for this weekend almost anywhere where I usually rent from. The usual Enterprise at Yonge and Eglinton was fully booked. Whoa! Nice turn there, Toyota. Going right from the left lane, which is a right turn lane. So now we go south. This is Moore Avenue. And it is 2:58 p.m. I think I should be there by 4:30. Yeah, so as I was saying before, that Toyota made that beautiful right-hand turn. There were no cars anywhere where I normally rent from. The Yonge and Eglinton Enterprise didn't have any. North York Enterprise didn't have any. There's a couple of Avises near me. And then I started looking downtown and all around, and I couldn't find any. And then one showed up at an Enterprise on Dufferin, but it didn't. It said compact was available, or I could rent for $1 less, whatever car they chose. So I chose $1 less. And I ended up getting this Maxima. And unfortunately, it was quite expensive. It was $116, including tax for the day. I declined coverage, as that's covered under my credit card. Got to make sure you leave a full meter between you and any cyclists. But the girl who rented this out to me confirmed they didn't have any vehicles all weekend. Said I was kind of lucky that I came across it when I did. Well, I've only got it for a day. There's a view of the skyline. This is Pottery Road coming up. So if you want to go to Broadview Avenue or into East York, you could make a left here. I went that way on an e-bike stream earlier in the week. But unless I'm royally screwing this up because I didn't look at maps or anything, there should be an on-ramp to the DVP coming up at some point. I don't think that was it. I think that was to get into the Evergreen Brickworks. Farmers market every Saturday. In fact, I know where I'm going without needing any maps, all the way to the golf course. At least I think I do. Don Valley Parkway, and that is the Bloor Viaduct straight ahead. Kind of a sudden merge with the other lane. So I'm looking for the DVP South. I want to keep right here. Join the conga line. 20 kilometers. Well, even if traffic is moving here, I think we're going to get slowed down pretty good across the downtown core on the Gardiner. Maybe we'll get lucky and see a subway train roll by. Nope. Via Gardiner to Yonge Street, we're just 5 minutes. To Highway 427, 32 minutes. That's not so bad. We'll be going way past Highway 427. That's pretty much to the border of Mississauga. It's all the way on the west end of Etobicoke. I think I might want to be in the middle lane here. I do. Gardiner Expressway westbound. And we'll be driving by the C&E while that's in town. I once uploaded a Toronto highway loop drive where I went down the Don Valley Parkway across the Gardiner up the 427 and across the 401. I think I started actually by going north up Yonge Street and getting on the 401 just south of Shepherd and going in the loop from there. I love this view straight ahead. That sign said CAD in progress. There might be cars merging on and off the highway, so we'll stay one lane over. Alright, there's no way we don't hit a sea of brake lights. Once we get around Spadina. Or now. I knew it was too good to be true. Hello, Toronto traffic. And you can see a very tall tower. I don't know why I said it that way. This just to the center right of the shot. The camera's pointing the way it should be. And I interviewed someone for a video on the channel who works in there. That video will be coming up soon. It was for a project he's working on to help house the homeless. I wonder if I just took like Yonge Street south down the lakeshore and hopped on the Gardiner, if that would have been quicker. Because you can really get tangled up in traffic just trying to get on and off this damn thing. So I found a much quicker way onto it, but now we're backed up. I'm playing with fire. I just turn the air conditioning down a little bit. There's a long conga line of cars slowly merging onto the westbound Gardiner. You would think at 3 p.m. or 3:12 traffic wouldn't be at such a standstill, but that's our reality. I was watching a video earlier today on Highway 401. I forget the name of the channel, but it gave 6 reasons as why it's one of the most miserable highways in North America, if not the world. It's certainly the busiest and one of the widest. It's the busiest in North America and possibly the entire world per volume, particularly the stretch across the GTA. And the number one culprit, at least according to the video, and I would agree, is all the suburban sprawl and a lack of congestion charging and tolls. There is an alternate highway, the 407, but that was sold off to private interests. And that is tolled, but it's quite expensive. A lot of people call it a highway for the rich. And you couple that with a lack of transit investment, and you end up with people who still want to drive. And a low sea of traffic. And just about the dumbest thing you could possibly do to address traffic like this is widen highways and build more of them. You are simply inducing more demand, and in time, any additional capacity you build will get taken up and then some, and you end up making the problem even worse and spending a whole lot of money in the process, including future maintenance costs of having to upkeep all the additional roads you built that are now even more suffocated than before. The answer is obviously build better communities, fund transit, give people viable alternatives to driving. I think line 1 of the Toronto subway moves more people in an entire hour than Highway 401 does across Toronto. All right, this sign says 19 minutes to the 427. So at some point, we're going to start rolling decently. Probably around the Humber. Seeing what's on the radio. Hopefully that doesn't get hit with a copyright strike. I honestly think I could briskly walk as fast as we're moving. The Sky Dome on the right, I don't know if the camera has that in the shot, but the lid is open as the Jays close out an incredibly disappointing season. They really got to get rid of Atkins and Shapiro, or Shatkins. Oh, no, the roof is in the process of opening up, it looks like. I think Fan Expo is going on at the convention center. just in case that camera is starting to overheat. So as I mentioned, if I'm up for it, I might live stream driving back from Burlington. I've got a new app for live streaming I want to try out. And that one would be done on the phone. There's a little lane splitting. I don't hate that. They can do it safely. You just get out of everyone's hair. When you're driving, you should be paying attention to your mirrors and seeing what's coming and going anyways. Trying to hit the gas or the brake as little as possible. I said gas, well, I guess I'm kind of being forced into hitting that as little as possible. I have a drink with me, but I have a feeling if I get started on it, I might not make it through the drive without having to pull over. This is Spadina Avenue coming up. Gardiner Express, daily service, Toronto, Ottawa, London, Kitchener, Kingston, Belleville, and Peterborough. And I think I could name viewers from all of those cities who watch this channel. And I got the Muppets theme song stuck in my head. I'm starting to doubt that sign that said 19 minutes to the 427. Things must really open up just up ahead for that to be the case. And we're definitely going to hit a slowdown in Oakville. I think what I want to do is go to Burloak Drive. That'll pretty much take me up near where I'm going. It's hard to imagine. I bet the majority of these people do this nearly every weekday. This is not a way to spend your life. Making sure the mic is still recording. ILVTH for you. I live for you. I live with the. I don't get it. I love that for you. ILVHT for I love that. Is this? I don't get it. If I got my own license plate, it would probably be like Fart Man or something really immature. Yeah, that must say I love that for you. I bet somewhere at some point someone has been trying to decipher someone's license plate and got distracted and ended up having a bit of a crash. When I went to London and Belgium, I ended up taking an Uber that came this way. And it was a Saturday, and we still got stuck in traffic on this stretch. Not unlike this. I don't really think there's any avoiding this. Unless you're going for a drive at 3 a.m., I think you're pretty much guaranteed to get stuck in traffic here. But we've almost made it to where the exhibition place is, just on the left, where the CNT, the C&E continues. Oh, it looks like we're down to 2 lanes. Maximum 70 begins. So this highway, I think, is still under the control of the City of Toronto, but the province of Ontario has agreed to take it over, along with the Don Valley Parkway, where we were earlier. Oh my goodness, we're moving. people walking over top the rail tracks. There's also a tunnel underneath them that is going to be covered by a giant canopy soon. On the right, that's Exhibition Station. It'll be the terminus of the Ontario line. Gardiner construction work in progress. Drive with care. Shouldn't you be driving with care regardless? It's like a sign that says yield for pedestrians. Why is that sign necessary? We can open up this Maxima for the first time. And we're done. I think I've acclimated to the seating position. I still feel like I'm sitting in a ditch. But at least my head's not bumping against the roof of the vehicle. I just signaled left, and then this minivan behind me decided to jump over without signaling or anything. And they probably think they're the smart one. Well, no, you're an asshole. You don't signal your turns or lane changes. And of course, I come over and it's slower. Let's just move back. So when we get west of the 427, this will become the QEW, Queen Elizabeth Expressway. South Kingsway 400 meters, Lakeshore Boulevard 500. A bad driver never misses an off-ramp. That guy just went across all the lanes of traffic. We are in Etobicoke. I think this car seems to have cruise control somewhere around 40. I just took my foot completely off the gas. I was going about 50, and the needle dropped to like 40, and then it just pegged itself. I don't see anything on the steering wheel indicating that's set. This is Kipling Avenue, so this is as far east, or rather far west, as the Toronto subway goes. Kipling Station being just to the north. Well, we're only at Islington actually, so Kipling still a small ways to go. 18 minutes to the 409 via the 427. 22 minutes to the QEW and Trafalgar. That is Oakville. We will be going that way. So it is 3:36. If we get to Trafalgar before 4 p.m., that sign will not have lied to us, I guess. Give it a few minutes here or there that it can be off by. That sign says 21 minutes to QEW. Everyone on the right is heading to either Brown's Line or the 427. That'll take you up towards Pearson Airport. We're going straight, not quite to Hamilton as the sign says, but in that direction. We'll be in Mississauga in a minute. We get these little moments where we move really well and then smack into the brake lights. Dixie Road, 1 kilometer. That's where you'll find Dixie Value Mall. Othra Road. There's a Massachusetts, it's a hard one to say, license plate. Just on the left. Guy's got a lot of gear in the back. Maybe he's regretting making the drive at this time of day. Dixie Outlet Mall on the left. This is Cawthra Road, and coming up after that will be Her, Ontario, where the city is currently building an LRT. One that quite disastrously does not go up to downtown Brampton. It stops just short. I don't know what the hell Brampton City Council was smoking when they decided against that. This is the part of the drive where I realize I hate driving. Or at least the camera hasn't overheated. And the area where I grew up for much of my childhood, there's some butchered English there, much of my childhood is right around here. To the south, there's I'll call it the Clarkson-Lorne Park Port Credit area. but we're not quite there yet. And by south, I mean the left, as that's where the lake is. Not the true south, but south enough. And we're supposed to get to Trafalgar, I think within 10 minutes or so. Sign says Mississauga Road is 1.6 kilometers away. I think this is like a new pedestrian bridge going up. Doesn't seem big enough for cars. Well, maybe. It looks like they're building a ramp too. Huh. And we're heading over the Credit Valley and the Credit River. It's amazing to think some of the engineering challenges they must have had when they first laid out these road systems. We just take it for granted we can just drive right on over a river valley. Burlington, that's where we're heading. 35 kilometers away. Hamilton, 43. Fort Erie, 126. They said I think I'll be there by 4:30. Providing we don't hit really, really bad traffic all the way, I think that should hold true. Minutes to Trafalgar Road. It's 3:49, so I think we weren't lied to. But 54 minutes to Brant Street. That's not good. We're going to Burloak, which is before Brant. I think. That means there's some pretty bad traffic up ahead. And that puts my 4:30 estimate in jeopardy. Here's where if I had a passenger, I'd tell them to check Google Maps. I mean, I could get off the highway and take Dundas or something, but have the luxury of being able to look up alternate routes at this point. But just up ahead is where the 403 merges into the QEW as we cross over into Oakville, right at the Ford plant. And that is where we're most likely going to find ourselves just crawling along through much of Oakville and Burlington. According to the sign, we're now in Oakville. a store on the left, Factory Shoe. Oh, it's now Factory Shoe Superstore, but that has been there for decades. On the right was originally an AMC 24, one of the first in Canada, but now it's a Cineplex. There's a Baton Rouge in there, a Dave & Buster's. That Boston Pizza has been there forever. There's a Three Brewers. Trafalgar Road, 4 kilometers away. And you can see just on the right the 403 traffic merging with the QEW, and usually it's just up here where the two highways merge. You end up in a sea of brake lights. I was wrong. Larry David would say we're moving pretty good. All right, I didn't even try to get that right. Did that really say 54 minutes to Brant Street? Things must really get bad just up ahead for that to be the case. Here's Trafalgar Road. It's 3:55. There is an HOV lane appearing here on the left, but I am not eligible to drive in it. I don't have another person with me. I think if you drive like an electric vehicle, you can use it. There goes a Tesla just flying into it. It's a mall on the right, Oakville Place. Bell Drive and Kerr Street. Coming up on the right. That's where you'll find Oakville Town Center. I don't like this truck being right in front of me. Visibility is shite. "64 minutes to Main Street, Hamilton." Maybe that's what I saw. I must have seen that sign incorrectly. I mean, that still seems like it'll take longer than it should. Maybe because it's a Friday, traffic is a little lighter. This is third line, so we're getting pretty close to Burlington. Turn the air conditioning fan down a little bit. So this exit is for Bronte Road. Burloak Drive, 2 kilometers. I'm gonna be there way before 4:30, closer to 4. It's 4 now. The event is from 4 to 7. Welcome to Burlington, population 187,000 according to that sign. So I think I just take Burloak here. I've gone this way before because my aunt and uncle lived right near the golf course where this service is. I'm pretty sure this street bends to the left at some point, and then I make a right on a street that's either got the same name as the golf club, or it's called Country Club Drive or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'd say this has been a rather pleasant vehicle to drive. The pickup is quite good. Power steering is a little bit floaty feeling. I guess that's hard to avoid on a lot of modern cars. Don't know if I turn left or if I just stay straight with the road and it takes us left anyways. I think Burlington is actually a suburb of the city of Hamilton and not Toronto. Looks like people are trying to get around this truck in this lane up ahead here. Or at least not be stuck behind it. Yeah, so this goes west. It says Old Burloak Drive. I think it's quite a while before we actually have to turn right. It's definitely car-centric out here. Be hard to imagine getting by without one. And since I know I'm turning right, eventually we'll hang over in the right lane. I can't see any street signs. How would I know if this is my street? Oh, there's a tiny sign that's hard to read. Quinte. Quinte. Oh, there's a very good chance I'm gonna blow past the street. Broadleaf Crescent. Does that green indicate a bike lane? And you just got traffic turning right through it. Who needs infrastructure when you can just paint some lines on the ground? All right, I think it should be coming up soon. I don't know what street this is. It's a fairly major one, though. We'll see if we can grab its name off a sign. Hey look, I'm back behind my favorite truck. There's some brave pedestrians. This is Applebee. Hey, there's a sports bar on the right. All right. It's got to be coming up. Huron Way. And this truck is blocking my visibility. And I'm pretty sure it's just up here. Yeah, there's someone on a bike, but they're not using the bike lanes. And there's the Millcroft golf course on the right. I'm going to turn right here. This has got to be Country Club Drive. And my aunt and uncle bought a house that backed onto this golf course. Apparently there's a development proposal to, I think, turn it into like a 9-hole course and build a bunch of houses. I think people are pretty pissed off about that in this area. I'm pretty sure this just takes us right up to the clubhouse. I've played golf at Millcroft several times. Back when I used to play golf. Yeah, my uncle even marshaled there for a bit. This street is Millcroft Park, and that sign says Millcroft Golf Club. Keep going. Whoa, that car. She didn't even try to stop behind the line. Well, I think that was a little crossing. You do have to cross some of these streets on or in your golf cart from time to time. Oh boy, we are here. Just about. I've not been to the golf club in quite a while. Here it is. Let's find a spot and I'll be heading in. I don't really know. Let's just park right here. Why are you beeping at me? Ta-da! We made it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. As I get the other camera running, I've got to go in and attend the celebration of life for my aunt. So hope you enjoyed the video, And I will catch you on the next one. Yoink.